So I'd like to ask you, what is success? What does success look like? Is success money? So the more money you have, the more success you have. Is success fame? The more fame you have, the more success you have. Is fast cars a measure of success? Maybe someone's big home is a measure of success. But is this really success? Can you put a number, can you put a price to that just by having the money or having the fame or having fast cars or having big homes? I would argue that it takes relationships to really have true success. Without relationships, if you have money, you have no one to share it with. You just have money. And if you're by yourself, you can't enjoy it. If you have fame, you may be famous to folks and people taking your picture and thinking highly and greatly of you. But without a relationship, fame is just pictures and blur and murder. I mean, there's just no joy to them. And even fast cars. When you finish with the car, you put it up in the garage and clean it up and maybe change the oil and you maintain it. But without someone to share that with, fast cars, there's just no value to them. In big homes, it may look be beautiful on the outside, very presentable, but on the inside, if there's not any relationships inside the home, then it's just a big empty structure. There's no real success. There's no real gratification out of any of these things without relationships. So I'm here to explain a little bit about the opportunities to develop relationships and to learn how to develop relationships. I'm going to communicate with you who I consider the expert in relationships. And that's my wife. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information of how she's made me a different person over the years because she's taught me how to be part of relationships and how it's changed my perspective on relationships. And then I'll give you an opportunity of how to do a similar opportunity to grow by getting involved in relationships. So over the years, got a graph here that just kind of demonstrates that as foundationally speaking, my relationship with the Lord, I've had church and family that has given me a good foundation and a good start. And then when I met my wife, for the past 30 years, she's helped me to develop my relationship with the Lord by being an example of how to have a relationship with the Lord and how to have a relationship with other folks and just how to turn those relationships into something that you can consider that is truly a success. I've also had great friends, great mentors, and then most recently, small groups and so forth at my church where I attend in Silverdale. But all of these things work together to help me to be a better person through relationships, and especially with my Christ relationship. Even as a husband, these things have all been very instrumental in developing the person that I've become, whether it's family foundationally, again, my wife's influence, the goods, the bads, all of the different influences that I've learned from through relationships, and especially through my wife's relationship, have taught me what relationships truly are. And as a husband, had great mentors that have taught me those things, had great friends that have taught me these things. And again, the place where I attend church, Silverdale, has also taught me how to be a better husband. But it's taught me how to be a better husband not because I provide more money, not because there's fame associated to it, not because I have fast cars, which I do have fast cars, but not because we have big homes, but because of the relationships that's been built through my Christ relationship and through my being a better husband, and especially with my wife's influence and demonstrating what great relationships are all about. These opportunities have bled over into being a better dad. And having those relationships and understanding those relationships has helped me to be able to be a dad that I could not have ever been if I had not have understood what relationships is all about. And if it wasn't for my wife's influence throughout my life in helping me become a better dad. Again, mentors, friends, Silverdale has also taught me these things. And then even in the community, just in the outreach in the community, as you learn more about relationships, you have a desire to get involved with the community, and you want to do these things, and you want to build relationships with other folks, and you want to build relationships in the community. Again, family has been very foundational in developing my ability to understand this. But my wife has been so key to that process. And Silverdale, again, my church, my small groups and so forth, has really been influential in teaching me about my influence into my community. But to me, the key to all of this, whether it's my foundation, my core, my recent development, my growth throughout all of these different things, is understanding and knowing what relationships are. I'm an individual that would probably feel very comfortable just over in the corner, left alone, not bothered. But it's a very lonely place. What I've learned, particularly through my life, is if you have the relationships, then you become better in all of these different categories. Everything becomes more successful. So I argue that in order to have these things even be considered as a success, you have to have relationships. You have to have something to share that with. You have to have someone to share those things with. And so my challenge is that if you as an individual do not have an opportunity to develop those relationships, especially if you don't have a similar situation where I have, is when I've been able to learn from all these different situations, then seek small group opportunities. Silverdale has helped me to grow and to top off my understanding of relationships by offering me an opportunity to be involved with small groups. So, again, I challenge you, consider participation in small groups. And this is one of our small group opportunity manuals. This has different opportunities for folks to get involved with the small groups where we attend our church at Silverdale. But any small group is just so influential in helping you understand what relationships is all about. It helps you to grow and develop. Personally, helps you to help others to grow and develop. So I recommend that you, in order to have true success in your life, seek these things, seek these relationships, seek these understandings, and watch yourself grow and develop in these areas. It's amazing to experience it. It's made my family life a different family life. It's made me a different person. And it's just an extraordinary thing to be a part of. So, again, I'd like to offer that you seek the opportunity to get involved with a small group so that you can understand relationships and so that you can understand what true success is all about. Thank you.